My name is Lojan25 and welcome back to another redstone video. So today I will show you this really fast way of transporting a player or a mob across huge distances in a matter of seconds. And let's take a closer look at it. The mechanic that makes all of this possible are the collision boxes inside of each and every mob in the game. And the way it works is that each mob has its own box around him, and whenever another mob enters that box, it basically gets bounced back. And so here we have 100 cows in that single spot there, and the reason why they are not dying is because of the vines inside of this chamber, and that basically skips the max entity cramming game rule. So we have 100 cows here, and another pack of cows is located 150 blocks in that direction. So that means that we only have 100 cows loaded at any given time. And that is not that bad if you think about it. And if you feel like it, you can still add more cows to this chamber, since they will not take any cramming damage because of those vines, as I told you before. You can have this even faster than my version. But let me just show you how it works really fast. So the way that we are supposed to use this thing is to jump into this corner, and we will be aligned by those glass blocks and fence gates. So now that we are in the chamber, all of the cows have risen up and they are pushing me into this fence gate over here. And as soon as I will click on that fence gate, it will open, and all of the energy that has been built up inside of me will be released, and it will push me really fast into that direction. So let's see what happens. And I have also set my game mode to survival, so you guys will see that it is also survival friendly. So let's go. So yeah, each of those sections is 150 meters in length, and I'm just flying through. So that short distance was 1050 blocks long, and it only took 7.1 seconds. And that means that our average speed of traveling was 150 meters per second, or blocks per second, whatever you prefer. Now you're probably wondering, why has no one before discovered something like this or make it as efficient as this design is? Well, I think that the main reason is because they didn't use something like this trapdoor, this fence gate over here. So let me just demonstrate what happens if this fence gate is firstly open. If the fence gate is open and I jump inside of this, you will see that I get ejected roughly 40 blocks into this direction. Well, to some of you, this might be a lot, but let me just tell you that with 100 cows and that fence gate firstly open, and then when I open it, I get ejected 200 and plus blocks into this direction, and that is a big difference. So that is the main reason why this is so much more efficient. At any given time, you're only loading one cell, and that increases the performance of this by a lot. It's really hard to measure the exact speed at which we leave this cell because everything is happening so fast, but I have measured that we have the initial speed of 1000 meters or blocks per second, which is a lot. And when our speed drops enough, we recharge the player in this recharging station. So this is the main recharging station that is located at every 150 blocks. The main job of this is to resupply the player with a lot of new momentum. And the way it works, it's actually identical to that single chamber over there, but instead the player is entering this chamber at a huge velocity. I have used snow layers to raise that player above these hitboxes of those cows, and when the player hits into that fence gate over here, it will also trigger that tripwire, and the tripwire will push the player inside of this next cell. Then the exact same procedure as there will happen, so the cows will be going upwards until they hit this iron bar over here, and eventually when the timer counts that enough time has passed, it will open this trapdoor and you'll be ejected to the next station. It's also important to know that this other track is located one block to the side of the previous one, and the next one will be one block to the right. That is mainly because it's much easier to have it this way than have it continue in the exact same line, because I have tried many different things, but none of them worked as fast as this. Then we also have some pulse extenders here in the back. Those pulse extenders are there because we also need that piston to be fired for long enough so that the player is ejected and then the piston can retract, because otherwise the player would be just ejected backwards into this spot over here and he will not be continuing his journey. Because most of the traveling time is actually spent here in the holding cells, I have a feeling that if I increase the amount of mobs in these chambers, and if it would be possible to find a faster way to recharge the player with new momentum, it would be possible to make this even faster, and that would be really great. And then we also could have these recharging stations at, let's say, 300 blocks instead of 150, and that will also decrease the amount of mobs that we will need. Another thing that we could greatly improve are those walkways over here. Although we have blue eyes to prevent as much friction as possible, we still have those guidelines along sides, which are those glass lines over here. And the problem is that we get a lot of momentum from all of different directions, so when we are shot out of this chamber, our speed is not directly forward but slightly to the side, and that side factor is decreasing our overall speed by quite a lot. If any one of you know how I would go around this problem and have all the speed directed directly forward, that would be really helpful. If you compare this traveling method to something like a piston bolt, which travels at 20 blocks per second, this is more than 7.5 times faster than that, and that is really insane since those machines are quite fast as well. For now, I won't be doing a block by block tutorial on this machine, but if you guys would like to see one, let me know in the comments down below. But if you guys would like to try it out or even build it for yourself, I will still provide a world download so you can try it out and have fun with it. So that is all I had time for today, so thanks for watching guys, this has been LordJohn25 and I will see you in the next video.